had a kid here who was really unfortunate. Her father had passed away and her mother had cancer, leaving her with her 2 sisters. Her grades were pretty bad when she first came, but then she improved so much she had received the annual Presidential Education Award. She had taken the scholarship and gave it to me, asking me to keep this project going in the future. How could I accept it? When I refused the money, she began crying non-stop, and I kept telling her that I had received her kindness. After she had left the room, my eyes were red too. My name is Chin-Shan Huang. I used to be the manager of the 2nd Taipei World Trade Center. As of now, I own a second-hand bookstore in my hometown MinXiong with the main goal of helping children in poverty and those struggling with academics. We provide one-on-one teaching for free to 170 students with 270 teachers, all of which receive free dinner and an unlimited amount of instant noodles and biscuits. We ensure that students like this place. Like many people who grew up in the rural regions, my family had never encouraged me to be studious. I had helped in the fields after graduating elementary school. No one had told me to study. No one had told me the benefits of studying. No one had told me that grades matter. I was in the worst ranked class up until 8th grade. There was no environment for studying, and our grades were terrible. Those times had left deep impressions in me. What I learned was that poverty is a confinement, and poor academic performance is a sign of being trapped. Children in poverty are easily inclined to go astray towards things that can satisfy them. When I was in 8th grade, I met a female teacher who had just graduated college. She told me, "You can ask your father if the fields in your family make more money from the 97 square meters of cropland than a teacher who is living a nice life, dressed in nice clothes. I earn more money than what's gained from the harvest." At first, I didn't think it was possible, and then I asked my father and he confirmed. That was when I realized the tremendous benefits one gains from education. Ever since then, I left the worst-ranked class for a studious one, and I studied persistently until I received a PhD in management and became the manager in Taipei's 2nd World Trade Center. My salary was around 1.5 million annually. Every year during the New Year's, Taipei World Trade Center holds an international book fair. In the 2009 one, the people lined up outside even circled the block 3 times. Suddenly, I saw the lights on Taipei 101 display the name of my hometown. When everyone around me was overwhelmed seeking for knowledge, there wasn't merely a bookstore where I come from. My childhood flashed before my eyes. If I hadn't met that teacher, I wouldn't be standing here today. Right there, I made the decision to purchase secondhand books and bring them back to my hometown. If someone like me does not encourage students in poverty and those from low-income households, they will end up in poor academic performances, and so I offered them free books, wanting to help them change their lives around. After a month of this, there was less than 10 people who had came for free books. I was nervous. I rushed back home on a Friday night and issued a press conference. Starting from today, on top of free books, children in poverty will receive $100 every time they come to pay for transportation. The bookstore became overflowed. Another time I was there, a mother approached me and asked me if she could get the $100 without the books the next time she comes, saying that because her 6 to 7 children take 7 to 8 books every time. After 5 to 6 times, our house was filled with books and no one even opened a page. It's a shame. That's when I realized I had offered the wrong type of help. If there is no motivation to study, these children in poverty benefit nothing from free books. At their age, people deem their values based on their academic performances, and I must raise their grades so fast that I can help them with knowledge. Thus, I opened a large-scale one-on-one cram school. All the teachers here are currently studying in Zhongzhen University and Jiayi University. They are all committed to helping the students not just in academics, but also in their mental health and overall lives. The teachers even bring their students to their universities to show them what campus life is like, to engage them in learning under mutual trust and joy. The students' grades effectively improve. In each class, $2,000 cash for the first place, $1,500 for the second, $1,000 for the third, and $500 for an improvement award like this one. In the cram schools outside, we learn in large groups. While going over tests in school, I am always afraid that the questions I have are really basic, and I'd feel embarrassed for others to hear. But here, learning is one-on-one, and so the teachers are dedicated to understand where my problem is. Her father is of the working class and has an unstable job. I could not afford to send him to a cram school. Without knowledge, he could not find a better job. He is now raising 3 children. One of them had poor English grades, but I couldn't teach her English. Everyone kept asking me why I had put in the effort to send her to MinXiong for cram school, and I tell them that I had made the mistake before, and I'm going to provide the best I can right now. I bring them here so that their grades could improve, and I will not regret my decision. I'm very thankful that the manager has given a chance to the children in poverty. The granddaughter that I was referring to has a younger sister. She is in the worst class in school and would get up to 20 to 30 points on her exams. Last semester, her grades had improved into the 70s range. We had a kid here who was really unfortunate. Her father had passed away and her mother had cancer, leaving her with her 2 sisters. Her grades were pretty bad when she first came, but then she improved so much she had received the annual Presidential Education Award. She had taken the scholarship and gave it to me, asking me to keep this project going in the future. How could I accept it? When I refused the money, she began crying non-stop, and I kept telling her that I had received her kindness. After she had left the room, my eyes were red too. What these kids had made me affirm was that life should not be trampled over by society. We are currently 10.5 years into this project. Our monthly expenses are nearly 130,000. In the run, we had spent tens of millions. My entire pension had burned out. For a while, we were lacking in money, and I had to purchase every meal provided with coins. $50 coins piled up into 2,000-3,000. Many of my friends had advised me to shut down this project. But what would happen to these kids? Well, I'd be fine and wouldn't starve. How could I push these children to be on their own? I would never. I'll be here until the very last moment.